Is on with me today for this very special episode of Tea with Brittany Lee. Today we are talking with, we're going to meet the team, the official review and valuable announcements from VRM that you need to know for the next 6 months going forward. We like to do a mid-year review every year to kind of give everybody an idea of what we've been working on, what we've released, and what new features are available, and our end-year review where we talk about everything that we did in the whole year. And usually Michael is my guest on that one, and he comes on in January. But this webinar is extremely special because we actually have somebody from every single VRM department today, which is a first for Tea with Brittany Lee. So I'm really excited. I'm hosting my first multi-panelist webinar today. So the first person that is going to come and talk to us a little bit today is Michael Hill, and he is our VP of Software Development, and that is a picture of him and his lovely wife, Monica, and they have two beautiful daughters. And so Michael is going to actually come and talk to us about what the development team has been doing all the way from January through June, and kind of give us a little sneak peek of what's coming next. So hi, Michael. Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate it.
Hi, Brittany. Thanks again for having us all.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we've done up to this point this year. And the number one item on there, numerous custom reports. I don't think we've had such a downpour of requests for custom reports to be built. We're able to do them faster now than we have in the past, and we've got a talented report writer in Steve McWilliams. So he's been able to get those, done quickly and out the door, and so lots of reports being generated on a custom basis, and we're converting our core reports into a new, easier report format that allows you to not only get your normal PDF, but you could download it into an Excel or into a Word document or something like that, so you can manipulate it if need be. So lots of good stuff happening there in the reports area. We had our big release lead tracker a couple months ago, I guess, and we've had a couple of webinars and training sessions on that. So I won't go into too much more detail there, but lead trackers was the big release so far this year. Owner markups, just late last year, early this year is when we released those, and this is the ability to create a markup for a reservation that will flow to your owner's account as rent, as part of rent, versus the regular markups, which only went to the company commission account automatically. Optional tax rate is something that we put in place for our South Carolina clients. We had a new client in South Carolina this year that helped us get this ready to go, and it is available for all of our South Carolina clients. They just have to contact the help desk, and we can help get that set up and working. We would prefer that you talk to us and let us help get that going. But the optional tax rate is a situation in South Carolina and actually New York, where we had another client. And it basically, there are certain things on a reservation that might tax at a different rate than other things. And so we put that into place, and if you have more questions on that, please feel free to ask us about it. We added in place the corrected 1099 media file, so if you basically had to redo the media file or just a few records, you go in the record, make your changes, mark it as a corrected record, and then hit the corrected 1099 button, and you get a new media file for just the corrected items. It's been very helpful for a couple of our clients this year. The iCal property link for Airbnb or for owners or for anything else. iCalendar is pretty much the industry standard for calendar information, scheduling, that type of thing between user and computer. So you can take an iCal file and upload it into your Outlook, for example. So you could give this link to an owner. An owner could upload it into his Outlook. You can, if you're using Airbnb, in your dashboard for Airbnb for each of your properties, you can place that iCal property link and sync with Airbnb your calendar information. So that was a big deal, and we got that out earlier this year. We also embedded the BHome 247 dashboard. If you're using BHome 247, it's in the schedule housekeeping area. It's its own tab. And first time you go in, you might have to log in, but if you're logged in, it remembers that you're logged in and keeps you there. So some of our clients use BHome 247, and they like the idea of having it in VRM, so they don't have to go back and forth between browsers or something like that. Another big thing, but small in scope possibly, is emailing the work order to an owner. And this is on the work order grid itself, where you can email the work order to a vendor. Right next to it, there's another icon that allows you to email that work order to the owner. A little less information than you might send to a vendor, but completely customizable after that, and you can rearrange it all you want. And then we have a release going out on Monday night. It's in beta right now. The beta's gone very smoothly. And this is going to be version 6.1, and it introduces recurring work orders, the ability to set up work orders for a monthly basis or weekly or quarterly or however you might need to do that. And they automatically generate, and they're waiting for you, the next day in the work order grid. Also, multiple guests on short-term reservations. This is a launching point for more functionality to come down the road with Welcome Home and some other things, but it basically allows you to add more than one guest to a reservation and start collecting more information, more guest information to later market to. And then what we're calling the client message of the day, or the company news and info. This is the ability for our clients to do the same thing that VRM does. When we need to get a message out to our clients, we use that bulletin board area. We've gone ahead and split that into two sections, one for us and one for our clients. And our clients can put their own messages up there and have fun with it. I've seen our beta testers have had a lot of fun with it, and some funny messages up there, and it's just kind of fun. So hopefully that's a useful tool. We've had quite a few requests on it over the last couple of years, and we finally got it into place. So that's what we've done.
That's amazing. I always looked at this list whenever you sent it over, and I believe there were 11 items on the list that you sent me of things that have been done, and I was just shocked at how many of these things were just really practical, really great items, really great tools that our clients can use to make their day a little bit more effective. And Michael, I have to apologize because I totally deleted the two slides which have the most important information, which is what comes next. So you may need to pull that list up for a second.
Sure.
I'm so sorry they got deleted somehow, but
No, not a problem. I'll go through those just real quick.
awesome.
Let me add too that I neglected to tell you, or to add it to this list, but the vacation bridge is also something that we are working on consistently. And we had an opportunity here this year because we have had an uptick in sign-ons for the vacation bridge, which is great. A lot more clients are using the vacation bridge. They want to get their properties out and to the different portals. And we've had a lot of different or new configurations, so new channel partners, if you will. We're adding channel partners all the time. But because of the uptick in use, we've kind of outgrown our Microsoft Azure servers, and so we started a migration process and to migrate those to our own servers that allows us to scale up much quicker and much faster, and I think we'll see a performance boost. And we're 95% done with that migration to be completed. So I'm very excited about that. It allows us to I think accelerates some programming, some development that we've lacked in the past, as well as onboard new channel partners much quicker. So that's something also that we've accomplished.
That's really great news. And just so everyone knows, on the webinar, we are actually next month's topic is the Vacation Bridge. So if you want to learn more about the Vacation Bridge and how it can help you distribute to all the different channel partners that we have available, make sure you sign on for that. I'll have the sign up information at the end of this webinar.
Okay, great. So things that we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, I know that probably foremost on people's minds is where is Clean Tracker? And Clean Tracker is still in testing right now. And all I can say is that the progress is starting to accelerate, which I'm very happy to hear. It spends more time with our testing team and less time with our development team nowadays, so that's always good. I don't have any dates at this point, but it's most likely our next release after Mondays. 6.1, it'll be 6.2 will be Clean Tracker. That's not to say we might not have some mini releases that release small small functionality bits and pieces and stuff. But our major release is going to be that Clean Tracker. So that is still in testing and still working its way through testing. We're going to be doing a vendor's extranet alongside the Clean Tracker, a vendor extranet, which will be absolutely 100% integrated with Clean Tracker. But it's also going to be independent from Clean Tracker in as much as vendors can look at their work orders that have nothing to do with property status, property readiness status, or anything like that, and they can still work on their work orders, update the work orders, that type of thing. So complete them, etc. So that's kind of exciting. We're definitely going to be doing a lot more reports as well. Along with the Clean Tracker release, we had I'd probably say 6 different clients in the span of as many weeks asked for work order notes, so internal notes on the work order that have nothing to do with showing to an owner or to a vendor. They're just internal. And that's actually been done and is in place and will be released with Clean Tracker. We're going to have travel insurance for seasonal reservations come down. That's probably going to be an early fall item that we'll have. We're also looking at the surcharge functionality for portals so that you can have a different rate on the portal than you do on your own website. I know a lot of clients have asked for that. One of the things that allows us to do it is the migration that we're doing. So that will be coming down as well. HomeAway is really pushing their channel partners to get onto their 4.0 engine. Part of the 4.0 engine requires, well, not requires, but highly suggests that our clients have HD quality photos. And VRM currently has the ability to upload very nice photos for web, but it's not necessarily HD. So we're actually going to be rewriting our photo upload module to allow for that. And a lot of people want multiple photo upload, where you can select 3 or 4 different photos at the same time and upload. And we'll be incorporating that as well. So that's coming down sometime the second half of the year. And then custom confirmations based on portals, so you can actually have a confirmation that has nothing, that looks nothing like your normal confirmations, may not have any money information on it or anything like that, because the portal might be the client of record, i.e. Red Awning, for example, who is the merchant of record. And so the confirmation that automatically goes out to the guest from you guys would be a lot less in detail and just say, contact your portal for details or whatever. And then document management is something that we're looking to do. I'm not sure if that'll make it this year or not. If we're hoping it does. Document management is the ability to create your own owner contracts, long-term leases, even short-term leases beyond what we currently have with our VRA, and have those ready for the extranets. So we're working on that one as well. And like I say, mini releases will have smaller little tidbits here and there that people request that are easy to do and can get done in a relatively short time and doesn't encroach on any of our big projects. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. That was so informative. And I think everybody is really excited to see what's coming next from BRM. And I know that they're all looking forward to the release of Clean Tracker, which is our home, I guess you could call it like a complete management system for making sure that your homes are clean. Would that be correct, Michael?
Clean and ready for check-in. It's not necessarily just housekeeping. It's also about the inspections that need to happen. Could be safety inspections needing to happen that have nothing to do with necessarily the cleaning of the house, but could maybe delay a check-in because it's a safety item or something like that. So yeah, absolutely. It's property readiness, preparedness type of thing is what it is.
Love it. Yeah, sometimes I think like a housekeeping app doesn't really do it justice, because it does so many things. So I just wanted to clarify that for anybody who may not have known what Clean Tracker is and how we're using that. So, and as always, I just want to send out a little reminder to everybody on the webinar. If you have any questions, all you have to do is type those into the questions sections of GoToWebinar, and I will ask those at the end of the webinar. And this one's going to be a little bit more fun than normal because we have 4 panelists on with us today. So just make sure you put, whether it's for Michael, Michelle, Jonathan, or Saad, or even me if you want to. So yeah, so that was everything from Michael. Thank you again, Michael, so much. And Michael's going to hang on for the end of the webinar and get some questions going. But now we are going to talk with the lovely and talented Michelle Smith, who is part of our software and training and support section at VRM. And she does such a wonderful job getting clients onboarded and helping them actually use the software to their fullest, because sometimes with VRM, you have more tools than you really know going on. So you want to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck with VRM, which we definitely work really hard to make sure that our clients are happy and that we have all of the tools that you need to be successful. So thank you so much for joining us today, Michelle, and I'll let you go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Brittany, and hello to everyone. So what I'm going to talk about today is basically what the training and support department is doing to help with our clients with these new releases, especially the large releases like we have with Lead Tracker and we will have with Clean Tracker. So some of the things we're doing is we're creating short training videos that will be available to our clients in the knowledge base, so you can view them at any time. And what we're trying to do is break down every part of the release, so we keep these nice and short for you guys because we know you don't have a lot of time to sit and watch videos, all very busy. The other thing we're doing, like we did with Lead Tracker, is we're doing webinars. So once Clean Tracker is released, we'll do webinars. The way we did it with Lead Trackers, we had different times, 3 different days that we offer the webinars to help accommodate our clients. So you have choices of when you're going to be available to make the webinar. We are also going to have the webinar in the knowledge base for the whatever we're reviewing, Clean Tracker or Lead Tracker. And then something that we have that's new that I'll show you in a little bit is starting next week, you'll have the ability to schedule 15-minute meetings with our training and support department. So that's a new feature that we'll talk about in a little bit. So the next thing I want to talk about is the contact support. So you can get to contact support from within your admin console under the miscellaneous module and contact support. When you click on contact support, it'll show you this page here where you can enter a help ticket, go to the customer portal, which we really encourage our clients to get comfortable with. That's where you can find the knowledge base, and that's where we store the videos that we make for any new releases or new functionality. And then the third is the schedule a meeting. Okay. So when you click on customer portal, it's going to take you to a login page. When you log into the customer portal, it's going to display the dashboard that you see at the top left here. That has some information from VRM management. And then we have on the right side is the knowledge base. So depending on what information you're looking for, you can go to that area. If you want to look at the VRM extranets, you would click on that. What I'm going to look at is the VRM knowledge base for client console or the wiki. So that's what we're going to look at today. So once you click on that, it's going to take you to this screen on the left. It's going to have your chapters. You'll notice that the chapters are broken down by the modules in VRM. So depending on what you're looking up, you would look in whatever module it's associated with. So for example, when Clean Tracker comes out, the videos, the webinar that we do will be located under 12.0.0, the housekeeping module. Okay, and then what I want to look at today is lead tracker. So we did, again, training videos and the webinars. So if I was to click on miscellaneous, because that's how you can get to lead tracker, but you can also get to that by the quick access bar. If I click on the miscellaneous and I look over there on the right hand side, 7.8.0 is lead tracker. So if I click on that, that'll open up lead tracker. So on the left is the main page. It's going to have our lead tracker overview video that we've done. And this is actually all one page. I just couldn't fit it all in one screenshot. So lower down on that page, you'll see we have our video documentation. So we have some videos we've broken down, again, each section of lead tracker for the short videos, and then at the bottom there we have our webinar. Okay, so that's what our plan is going forward when we have these large releases like Clean Tracker, is to get these videos, the short videos plus the webinars out to our clients so that you're aware of what is available within these releases. And then the last slide here that I'm going to talk about is that new functionality to schedule a meeting. So if you go where we were under contact support, one of the options was schedule a meeting. If you click on that button, it's going to display this page here on the right. That's going to allow you to select a time that you want to meet. You can jump to a date a couple weeks ahead if you want to, you want to meet next week. Or you can use the arrow there on the right and move around to whatever date you want to meet. And then you would just select the time that you want to meet. And once you do that, it's going to bring up a form that you need to complete. There's required fields, and those fields are the company name, your name, and then the email topic or the topic for discussion, and then details. As much detail as you can give us is helpful. It helps us prepare for our meeting so that we can get right to the point and help you out with what you need. So once you fill that out, you would click to confirm the booking, and you'll receive an email confirming the meeting. And within that email, it'll let you know that we will email the actual meeting ID shortly before the scheduled meeting. So if you schedule something for next Thursday at 2 o'clock, we will send you the actual meeting ID information shortly before 2 o'clock. Okay, and we're doing that in case you have to cancel. We that is very simple. If something comes up and you need to cancel it, you can do that right from the email notification that you get for confirming the booking.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. I saw the attentiveness on our webinar go sky high whenever you were talking about how to access the knowledge base and how to schedule a meeting with the VRM support team. So I know people are really interested in all of that information and how exciting that is for our clients to be able to talk to us on a regular basis. So we really appreciate you taking the time to come and speak with us today. And anybody, if you have questions for Michelle, just put those in the questions box over and go to webinar and just say for Michelle and then ask your question, and I will ask that for you at the end of the webinar.
And one thing I forgot, Brittany, to mention, I'm sorry. When you click on the customer portal, the page it takes you to actually we have a training video there to show you how to log into the portal, how to move around within the customer portal, the dashboard, and the knowledge base as well. So that'll be helpful, I believe, for clients that have not been in the portal in a while.
Yes, absolutely. So make sure you watch that video for sure. All right, so next up today we have Jonathan Hickman, who is our software training and support manager. And he, oh no, that's not right. That's Michelle's title. Sorry, Jonathan, I put the wrong title on you. You are our web developer, one of our web developers here at VRM. So obviously that's incorrect. Sorry, guys, little error on my part. So we are going to talk with him today about some of the things with our websites that have happened this year and what you guys can look forward to and expect coming a little bit later this year. So go ahead and take it away, Jonathan.
Okay. Well, for all of our web components, we have a lot of small bug fixes and many small features. So I'm going to be skipping a lot of those because people don't want to hear me talk for hours. So, but I wanted to go over some of these items and discuss what we've been doing in regards to the CMS, the online search and booking engine, the guest extranet, the owner extranet. So first of all, within the CMS, which is the content management system that people can use to update the content within their own website, we have a new editor that we've created. We are going to be pushing that out very slowly to people because we need to make sure that the old content is compatible with that. But the new CMS editor is much easier to use, literally with drag and drop components, where you can drag different components into the page and edit the text within there, click on icons to load pictures directly into the page, and it's much easier to use, and we think people will be happy with that. But as we upgrade people, they will see that change, and we will be doing that very slowly so that way people can become adjusted to that if they're going to be upgraded to the latest CMS. We also changed the way the favorites, aka the beach bag feature works, so we can expand that functionality in the future. And one of the ways we're expanding that functionality is in regards to lead tracker. Michael mentioned the lead tracker functionality, and this will tie into that. If you have the lead tracker functionality turned on and someone was to send a message through the favorites to someone else saying, hey, take a look at these properties that we've added to the favorites, that will generate a lead within the system. Also, again, related to lead tracker, the contact form pages on the website, when you have lead tracker turned on, will be tied in to the lead tracker system. So if somebody sends you a message from the website contact form, the main contact form that is, then it will create an entry for a lead within lead tracker so you can reach out to them. And it will include more information depending on what information is available on the forms. For example, the beach bag doesn't have a way to supply a phone number. It doesn't need the phone number. So that's one of those situations where the phone number is not included and you would need to reach out to the visitor just to get more information. But with the contact page, you would ask for information such as their address, phone number, email address, and a message. So that information would be more detailed within the lead tracker. We have our blog functionality in the CMS. We're going to be adding a lot more features to this, but we've also made a lot of small changes. Most of these small changes are not things that people would really notice, but we are going to be expanding that, especially the search functionalities, so it works throughout the site, possibly incorporating more parts of the website instead of only being related to the blog. So next we come to the online search and booking engine, and internally we refer to it as the OLSE. So if you see anywhere where it says OLSE, that's for online search and booking engine. The B is missing, but it's just what we always called it. So we have a lot of small features and bug fixes and things that we've added, and a lot of what you'll be seeing here and I'll be discussing are not only related to things that have happened since January, but it might include some things from November or December that maybe were not pushed out fully until January, February. And some of these items may be within our release, but they haven't been pushed out to anybody yet. Like a lot of items are very new, whereas others may not be, just making you aware of that. We've added a feature to prevent travel insurance from being added for guests within certain states. And before, it was possible to have the travel insurance decline or approve automatically based on the states. But even if you were to choose the option, oh, well, let's automatically have a decline, well, the guest could still go in and choose to have that automatically assigned. So what we've done is made it so they can't choose travel insurance at all. It's like automatically defaulted to disabled, and they cannot choose it. It's declined by default, and most people will not need this functionality, but for clients that have a specific state where they for some reason cannot offer travel insurance, this provides that option for them. We replaced the slideshow functionality on the property detail pages with something that's much better looking. A lot of our clients that are on our web maintenance type of platform will notice that their slideshows have been replaced with a better looking one. It's also consistent across our owner extranet and other pieces of our software, whereas before you may notice that the slideshow would look different on one part of our system than in another, or maybe on when it comes to the ability to see it on mobile versus an iPad, maybe it would look different. And the new slideshow is consistent. If you go on a mobile device, it's going to look exactly the same as all of the other devices. So that's something that will make it easier for us to rapidly develop the online search and booking engine. There was the hold weekly option, which I've shown where you can find that within the VRM system. That will actually apply the hold reservation times the number of weeks when the reservation is created as a hold reservation. So if you have a hold fee, that will be applied based on the number of weeks instead of only being applied one time. We've made changes to improve the load speed for the online search and booking engine, as well as other parts of our system. And I say within here, we have a calculate price button on the search results and the property detail pages. And we added a button now, and this was something that was kind of late last year, not actually this year, but we haven't pushed this out to everybody yet. But this new calculate price button allows the book it now button to actually be put on the calculate price modal that pops up when you click on calculate price. That way, after they see the price, they can jump straight to the book it page. And we have a full breakdown of information that's available on the calculate price that is very similar to the price quotes that are within the VRM system. So that way it'll be consistent with what a receptionist would be telling someone the prices are versus what's showing on the website. And continuing with the online search and booking engine, The price on the search results was previously just the base rent, but now we can provide real-time calculations on the search results page that is exactly what they would see if they clicked on calculate price. So previously, if they wanted to know what the exact price would really be, they'd have to click on calculate price. Previously, we couldn't do this because each time they clicked calculate price, you may have noticed that it takes 2 or 3 seconds. And you may think, well, 2 or 3 seconds is not a long time for loading a web page, but when it's trying to calculate those kinds of figures for 100 properties at one time, well, 100 seconds, 200 seconds, 300 seconds, that's a lot of time. So we have changed our algorithms and came up with some pretty smart solutions on how to get that data to be generated amazingly fast. As soon as you do your search, you're getting the results. So if somebody is looking for the exact pricing on the search results, we can now offer that. Some people still want to show the rack rent, and that's understandable as well. So we have the option for either of those now. On the first step of the bucket page, we have the configuration to show the full tax breakdown for all tax calculations. So instead of just a single total taxes and fees line, it would show details such as county taxes and things such as that. We also have tags such as the tax breakdown that are built within the custom email confirmation functionality. So if you're using the custom email functionality for the confirmations where you are able to make it look exactly how you want, those tags for the functionality that is in the OLSC will work if the reservation is created through the OLSC. But you have to have the OLSC corresponding to the tag that is within the system. So some tags you may not have access to unless you do upgrade to the latest version of the website. So anyways, back to the bucket page. We have a rental rate breakout option, which can show how many nights for each price, like 2 nights at 200 and then 1 night at 500, to basically give a breakdown of those prices. And we can also show the price quote breakdown on the property detail page without having to even click the calculate price button. So it's as if they get to the page and there's the pricing broken down right there on the property detail page without having to click on the calculate price. Last year, I believe it was, we added the alternate down payment functionality, and that has been integrated into the OLSC and shows up on the payment screen. And the reason why I mentioned that here is because the alternate down payment functionality is also integrated within the guest extranet, so that way, wherever they're using it on the website, it's throughout the entire system. So onto the guest extranet. I did just mention that the alternate down payment functionality has been already integrated into the guest extranet if you're using that system. So on the payment schedule, which shows up on the payment screen, they'll see that. We added a guest extranet feature to show the prepaid require amount and confirmation required by dates if the prepay hasn't been met yet. And we also restructured the guest extranet website to be a little bit more intuitive. We're still doing a lot of work on that, but we are moving towards something that's more intuitive than the previous guest extranet. And something that is very big is we have added long-term and seasonal reservations to the guest extranet. So that way, if somebody has a long-term reservation, they'll be able to go onto the guest extranet and they can make payments and see their see what needs to be paid, see all of the details that somebody who had a short-term reservation would be able to see. But in this case, we're offering it for long-term and seasonal reservations. And lastly, the owner extranet. So in the owner extranet, we now have the ability to have the current month for long-term owner statement calculations instead of the prior month, like it's done with short-term properties. Some people do their calculations differently, so we wanted to be able to have that configurable, and that is configurable within the VRM system. And I also mentioned the slideshow functionality that we had within the OLSC. We have also integrated that within the newest owner extranet. So instead of just showing a thumbnail image they'll be able to slide through and see various images of their property. On the owner extranet, sometimes the current owners that take over a property in the middle of the month would see the limited information from previous owners until the end of that month. And obviously the current owner shouldn't be able to see any information from the previous owner regardless of the timing. So we have made adjustments to that so that way that wouldn't be a problem anymore. And additional work order details are now available in the owner extranet, and you can see work order attachments now on the owner extranet. Another change that isn't documented here is that we have the guests per property report, or a guest breakdown, on the owner extranet where you go under to list the properties. We now have the ability to export that within Excel or Word or PDF as it was before, and we also have the ability to provide more or less information than we could previously. In regards to a lot of this functionality, I wanted to mention that a lot of this you have to contact VRM. So if you saw something that you said, you know, I'm really interested in that, certain aspects you can go into the VRM system and turn them on and off, but there are parts of the system that you need to send us a help ticket. Just send an email message to help@vrmgr.com, and we will be able to turn that functionality on or off for you.
Awesome. That was so good, Jonathan. Thank you so much. And if anybody on the webinar has questions for Jonathan, just put "for Jonathan" in the questions bar, and I will make sure that they get answered at the end of the webinar.
Now,
all right. Yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
One thing I didn't mention is future development. That's all top secret, so I'm not at liberty to discuss it. I will have to say, however, that Michael did mention Clean Tracker. So we will have a vendor portal, which will be part of the Clean Tracker system. So if anybody was on the Tea with Brittany Lee webinar in regards to the Clean Tracker functionality, and they saw a demo of the vendor portal, that, of course, is something that we're working on as well for future release this year.
Well, how very clandestine of us that we have secrets that we can't release. Well, I guess that everybody will just have to log on for our next Tea with Brittany Lee's just to find out all our secrets, because we do put a lot of information in these webinars. So now we are going to move on to the marketing department. And today we are talking with Saad, who is the digital marketing manager here at VRM. And P.S., he has the nicest headshot out of all of us. And so I just want to personally, I work with Saad every day, and he's just great to work with. So I want to welcome Saad on for his first panel, Tea with Brittany Lee. And go ahead and take it away, Saad.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, everyone. Thanks for inviting me. Glad to be back. So last year, we restructured our marketing department, which has yielded some great results for us and our clients. Year to date, we have had some great achievements from all our marketing channels. Let's start with SEO. So SEO has, as usual, been very shaky for the first half of the year. On March 9th, there was an algorithm update termed Fred, which affected a lot of our target keywords for our clients. However, we made some updates to our SEO strategy in accordance to the algorithm, and we were able to improve our ranking substantially. As a result of that, we have an average 4% increase in the new sessions when comparing the data from the first half of 2017 against the first half of 2016, and the data sources through Google Analytics. Moving to pay-per-click ads. So with pay-per-click last year, Google AdWords came up with this update to the way they you write the ads, and they created an expanded text ad system where rather than one headline on pay-per-click, now you can have two headlines on pay-per-clicks for the same price, which allows us to really put more information about our keywords and about our ads, and really helps get more clicks. As a result of us converting our ads from standard to expanded ads, we have seen our click-through rate jump to 2.9% for the first half of 2017, which is definitely above the standard 2.18% click-through rate for the travel and hospitality industry. And the source of this data comes from WordStream, which is a very reputable source when it comes to paid advertising. Moving forward to email marketing, for each of our clients that has subscribed to our email marketing service, each one of them has seen an average of 28,952 in revenue for the first half of 2017. Now, this is a big number. The first time I was on at Tea with Brittany Lee, I had mentioned the importance and how email marketing has the best ROI, or one of definitely the best ROIs in digital marketing channels. One of the best things with email marketing is that your email list is always for yours to keep. Whereas SEO, pay-per-click, it's always up and down. With pay-per-click, you have to actually pay money. With SEO, you just don't know what happens next. So having a solid email list is a great return on investment. And as you can see by the numbers, our clients who have had email marketing package within their marketing, they have really benefit from it a lot. So with social media, this is something where I work with Brittany and Tracy. We have had great success, multiple viral content, and the big highlight with social media is that we had a post for a client on Facebook which received 16 million views. That's right, 16 million views on one post that we published on Facebook for one of our clients. It's just an amazing number. So the first half has been amazing. We're really looking forward to the second half as well, and just achieving great things. So next, I would like to talk about some new and upcoming marketing strategies. Starting off with SEO, backlinks are one of the most important factors in rankings based on Google's algorithm. So backlinks are links that are coming to your website from other websites. And in order to increase our backlinks, we have started out a new system where every month we are publishing 3 backlinks per month for each one of our SEO clients, which increases the number of total backlinks, and in return it increases and improves our rankings for the client's target keywords we're going for. Also, an exciting update with SEO, which we've made recently, is that we are publishing automatic sitemap generation and also submitting it to Google Search Console for all of our SEO clients. What sitemaps are is it's a format for Google search crawlers and other search engine crawlers to read all the list of pages that you have on your website. Any changes that you make to your website, it's important for the search crawlers to be notified of that. So this automatic sitemap generation, it's a great tool, and it's really helpful for SEO. If you're not an SEO client, please email us at marketing@vrmgr, and we'd be happy to discuss our options. It's definitely available for other clients as well that are not a part of the SEO package. So moving forward for social media, as you may have heard, now we're offering Instagram marketing. Instagram is a great tool within social media channels, and for more information regarding that, I'd highly suggest you review the May 11 Tea with Brittany Lee podcast for more details about this Instagram marketing that we have introduced. And the next thing which I'm really excited about, which links back to not only SEO but also improving user experience, is reputation management. We started offering fully managed review generation and reputation management platform, and I was on Tea with Brittany Lee on April 13th, so I would highly suggest that you please take a look into that if reputation management is something that is of interest to you. Lastly, I'd like to talk a little bit about our VRM marketing efforts as well. Within our internal marketing efforts, we have ramped up the blogs that we are writing on virtualresortmanager.com. One of the recent blogs which I collaborated on, I really suggest you take a look into that, which is can be visible by visiting bit.ly/VRM SEO, or you could also visit virtualresortmanager.com, and on the top right you'll see a button for blogs. So we're going to be updating some putting some really exciting news, updates, industry trends, and also updates about our own platform within the blog platform. So please check it out, and we'd love to hear your feedback regarding that as well. We've also expanded our Tea with Brittany Lee podcast topics, so just a whole wide array of things that we talk about, from similar to the blogs where we talk about the industry trends. We also talk about updates within our Virtual Resort Manager platform, and also what we're doing with our marketing department as well. And then also, I highly suggest you signing up for the email list for our Virtual Resort Manager, which could be accessed and subscribed to by visiting bit.ly/VRM email, VRM capital email. We have updated our email marketing platform and campaign to provide more information about what's happening within VRM. So it's a really cool subscription list to subscribe to stay up to date on updates and changes that are coming within our platform, and just some really cool information within the industry.
Awesome. That was all wonderful information. And like Saad said, one of the best ways to keep in touch with VRM is to definitely make sure that you sign up for our email list. And that's, again, bit.ly/capital V, capital R, capital M, email. And that's going to put you on our email list so that you can actually see all of the information, all the things that are coming. And if there are other people in your office that aren't subscribed, then I would highly suggest you getting them subscribed, because a lot of times we're going to put out articles that have specifically to do with, you know, housekeeping, or specifically to do with reservation training, or things like that that will be department specific. So make sure that you have everybody in your office signed up. We're more than happy to get you these emails and get good, valuable content to help you do better at your job. And I just love those statistics that Saad put up at the beginning. You know, if everybody knew how to put $28,000 extra in their pocket by the end of 6 months, I think everybody would be excited about that. So definitely, if you have interest in any of these features or services that you've heard about today, make sure that you put those in an email to help@vrmgr.com, or you can put those questions over here in the sidebar. So speaking of questions, I'm actually going to go ahead into the question portion of our webinar. Don't worry if you haven't typed your question yet. I have a couple to start off with. So the first one right here, and it's not directed to anyone, from Patty. She said, where do we see the client message of the day? And I think that Michael covered that. So I'm going to ask Michael to go ahead and address that really quick.
Absolutely. So on Monday, when the release is, Monday night is when we're going to do the release, and it will be in your face. It will be, you will definitely notice it. Basically, where the current bulletin board message is now, that it kind of expands that whole section just right of the menu. That's going to be split in half. So you'll see our message a little bit smaller, a little bit fatter, if you will, tall. And then right next to it, you'll see company news and info. And if you have permissions for manage employees, you can go in to manage employees, select anybody that you want to have permissions to create those messages, give them that that permission, and they will see a little. And then when they refresh their login page and log in, they'll see a little gear up there in the upper right corner above the messages, and that is the area where they go to create new messages.
Brilliant.
And we are actually going to be sending out, I think it'll be this afternoon, late this afternoon, or maybe early in the morning tomorrow. We will be sending out links to the videos for all three of these features that are being released on Monday. They're quick 1 to 4 minute videos.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate it. I hope that answered your question, Patty. And the next question that we have is from Jennifer, and she said, are you anticipating an integration with Airbnb? And I believe that this would also be a Michael question.
The the short answer is yes. We have had talks with them earlier this year, and we're actually very excited to work with them. We have talked a little bit about, because the schedules have to work on both sides. They have to have schedule time to work with us, and we have to have our schedule ready to work with them. So in our talks, we've been looking at possibly looking at a fall time frame for the development. So an early winter, early next year, maybe if we're lucky, late this year, integration, full-on integration with Airbnb. In the meantime, we have the iCal where you can at least synchronize the calendar information.
Perfect. Okay, I have one more for you, Michael. Everybody wants to talk to Michael today. So this question comes from Stephanie, and she says, will the insurance for seasonal reservation include utilization of both travel insurance and the security deposit waiver?
That's a really good question. I will be honest and say that we have only talked about the travel insurance portion because that is the piece of the puzzle that we couldn't get the travel insurance companies to agree on in the past. The 4 travel insurance companies that we work with, we've been dialoguing with them, and actually Michelle was instrumental in getting this all put together, and we have come to an agreement and a conclusion and a standard for the travel insurance portion. And I think we totally overlooked the security deposit waiver. My guess is that it's probably going to be the same thing. Maybe it's a different product, and maybe it's a little bit more money because of that. So thank you, Stephanie. That I will actually write that down and make sure that that's part of our thinking when we get into it.
See how many good things come from being at Tea with Brittany Lee, guys.
Absolutely.
I love it. This is so great for us because we don't know everything, and we don't necessarily think through all of the scenarios that you guys are maybe having access to or knowing. So a lot of times it can be really helpful for us to get your questions because it helps us direct where our development is going and how we can actually increase the usability of our software to make sure that it fits all of your needs. So I have one question for Jonathan over here, and it comes from Stephanie. And she said, will we be notified prior to our CMS editor updated so that we can know when it happens? That's a really great question, Stephanie.
Well, Connie would probably be the one toggling it. So we would likely try to get you upgraded to the newest CMS, and if you get any notifications saying, hey, we upgraded this, which we would let you know about, then you can say, oh, I heard it has this new editor, go in and turn it on, and then we would turn it on at that point. So it's not a situation where we would jump in and say, oh, guess what, we changed your editor, good luck. You know, we would work with you on that and let you know about that if we were to do that. Now, it differs depending on whether or not your content is being handled by VRM as well. I think if you were an SEO and marketing client, then since we handle a lot of that content, then we would probably just go ahead and upgrade it without notifying you of the change and just go ahead and start, you know, using the new one, since we would be handling the content in those scenarios. But if it's a situation where we perform an upgrade of your CMS, we're not going to just, you know, flip it on and not let you know that something happened.
And if I can add to that, Brittany, I know Connie is excited about this new editor, and I believe she mentioned to me about creating some training videos on it like she did with the existing editor that we have. So it's knowing her, she will probably get those videos done. She's going to send out the emails saying, you know, when we upgraded somebody's CMS, and probably give the benefits in that email about, you know, the new editor, which would likely give you, our users, you know, the spark, if you will, to ask the question or say, yes, please turn on the editor for us. So all of that's going to be coming down as well.
Awesome. Yeah, and I just want to make one more note. One of our other staff members was in here, and she said that she just wanted to make a mention of the fact that all of these CMS features that we've talked about and all of these online search engine features that we've talked about are not necessarily standard when you have the off-site and you get our API and all of that, when you're plugging it into your website, those are not standard and don't necessarily come with the API. So if you have our API, then just make sure that you know that those aren't necessarily something that you may have access to because you're using an API versus using one of the VRM integrated booking websites. So just a little side note there for everybody. Thank you all for your questions. If you have more questions, I will take a couple more after I make these two announcements. So you can go ahead and type them in there real fast. And if you have any questions for Michelle or Saad or Jonathan or Michael, just go ahead and put for whoever and then type it in there and I'll make sure they get answered. And you can always send in any questions that you have post-webinar. If you're watching this recording, then you can actually go ahead and put that into help@vrmgr.com, and that goes to our help desk, and we'll divvy it out to the right team member, and you'll get an answer that way. So exciting news. We have our next month's Tea with Brittany Lee, which is on July the 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be talking about the best vacation bridge upgrades and how to use them. So I'm going to be joined next month for us to just talk over all of the different stuff that's going on with the vacation bridge and all those upgraded features that Michael was talking about earlier. And if you don't know about the vacation bridge, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get signed up to kind of learn how we handle distributing your rentals to third-party softwares and how VRM can be more helpful and save you tons of time and energy on distributing your software, your properties to other software companies for getting your marketing efforts out there. So you can sign up for that by just going to bit.ly/TWBL for Tea with Brittany Lee 2017. And that'll take you right to the Tea with Brittany Lee page, and the register button is going to be right there on the front page. So go ahead and register for that whenever you have time, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys at that one. And we also have how to easily track your housekeeping and save time using this app. And I guess you can kind of guess, we hinted on it, what it's going to be about, but it's going to be about our Clean Tracker software that's going to be released soon. And I'm going to be joined by one of the VRM development people, and they are going to be talking us through all of those interesting new features and how you can use your Clean Tracker to actually fully manage your housekeeping needs front to back, start to finish, everything all in one spot. We've tried to make this as intuitive and easy to use as possible, but you're definitely going to want to get in here and kind of see the features that you're going to be having when Clean Tracker is released and things that you can look forward to for sure. And I know a lot of you are really excited about Clean Tracker, so this should be a really popular webinar. Again, if you want to register for that one, all you have to do is go to bit.ly/TWBL 2017, and you can click the register button right there on the website and get all registered. So I think that does it for all of our questions for today. I just want to say again to my panelists, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us about all these amazing features at VRM. I know that the clients are really appreciative of all of your hard work, and we just really thank all of our clients for coming and learning with us today. We are so glad that you guys enjoy these webinars. We really work hard to make sure that they're informative and useful and helpful for all of you. That being said, if there is something that you would like for us to cover in Tea with Brittany Lee, or even a guest that you would like us to have on at Tea with Brittany Lee, shoot those things over to me, Brittany@virtualresortmanager.com, and I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments. You can also fill out the survey after this GoToWebinar turns off. There's going to be a little survey, so fill that out and let us know what you thought. If there's any tips or tricks that you have for me or anything that you thought would be helpful, go ahead and stick that in there. I'm so thankful to all my guests. Thank you again so much for coming out today. And I appreciate everything. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the month. And we will see you in July. Thanks for coming out today, everybody. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.